We begin tonight with breaking news, a show of support in South Florida for the thousands of Cubans who took to the streets today to demand an end to a dictatorship that's lasted for decades. The protests are the largest we've seen in Cuba in nearly 30 years. They come as the island experiences a shortage of things that we may take for granted, like food and medicine. CBS 4's Jessica Vallejo is live in Versailles on 8th Street. She has more on the demands and how people in South Florida are reacting. So, Jessica, how large is that crowd there today?
Carly, this is the scene at Versailles near Calle Ocho, and I want you to see there are more than hundreds of people here, and they have constantly been chanting freedom, the end of communism, and they're also saying if Cuba is in the streets, so is Miami. Thousands of people out on the streets of Cuba calling for the end of decades of dictatorship, demanding for food and vaccines as COVID cases and deaths soar in the island. It's an emotional day, says Andrew Suarez, who fled the communist country just years ago.
It's magical. I'm actually more emotional by the fact that I'm seeing this happening in Cuba, because that's something very difficult. We could do this. We live in freedom. We live in a system that allows us to express ourselves.
In Miami, Calle Ocho is filled with hundreds of people while clapping and chanting, "Freedom for Cuba, down with communism."
The people are happy. The people are coming out to the street to show that. It's happened a few times, but I think we're getting to a point that the system has become so overburdened that there is no way to go but the freedom of the Cuban people.
This woman says her family back in Cuba are among the many that have been suffering with not just the lack of medicine to fight COVID-19.
The lack of food, they are under hunger, they are suffering so much, and they're tired. People is dying on the street.
Just last Friday, according to our partners at the Miami Herald, COVID-19 cases in Cuba soared to a record of more than 7,000 cases.
You've got people in Cuba who are standing up for freedom, for liberty, and here this entire community that has been praying and fighting and working so hard for decades to make it happen. And here we are together, united.
And Senator Marco Rubio asking President Joe Biden to urge members of the Cuban military to stand with the people of Cuba.
All these people want is to live in a normal country where their own dreams and their own hopes can become reality, where they were born, where they are from. That's what they want.
Into last Maria Salazar tweeted earlier that the Castro regime has given the orders to the military to repress the protesters in the streets. And earlier, Senator Marco Rubio asked President Joe Biden to not let the Cuban military shoot those people out here. This is the energy here at Versailles near Calle Ocho. We see hundreds of people here, and many people here just tell me they may not even be Cuban, but they say they're proud of those Cuban people for standing up, asking for freedom. I'm live in Miami, Jessica Vallejo, CBS 4 News.